Hey, P2, do you want to hear some trivia?
Oh, mate, I love a good game of trivia.
Guess what happens when a chook and two pelicans get together?
What's that, mate?
A clucking good time. That's right, you pelicans. The wobbly chook has jumped on board, keeping the bird presence strong. Whether you like a pale ale, brown ale, IPA, or a lager, the wobbly chook has you catered. Crafted from Yamba's finest chooks.
Better still, Mick, how do we get some wobbly chook?
That's easy, P2. Jump online at www.wobblychookbrewingco.com or pop into 26 Cole Street in the heart of Yamba.
And have a clucking good time.
Cluck out.
Cuckoo! Always remember, don't be a mud gudgeon and drink responsibly.
Welcome back to another episode of the Two Pelicans podcast. So you would have just missed that.
G'day, you Pelicans.
Here he was, you were sort of hung up on his
Go and have a good time with them a bit later on.
Pelicans landing in 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back to the Two Pelicans podcast. I'm Mick.
I'm Bo.
And we are the Two Pelicans here once again to make fishing great. One cast, one throw, one time. I fucked that up.
One
once
chook.
Again. One chook at a time. And shout out to the Wobbly Chooks. Looking after this podcast, one chook at a time.
Hazy XPA today.
Hazy XPA. It's a bit of a hazy day today. It's bloody hot here. Might have to have a few of these to deal with the heat. So here we go. There you go. These are actually what you should be drinking after a big night on the razzle. Just that bit of that sweet taste.
Just enough to wet the whistle again.
Oh, mate. What a week it's been. We which is part of our show today. We seen Mark Crompton take out the ABT Grand Final down in Victoria. And, we'll cut to that a little bit later. And obviously the local sports fishing guys, they had their round on the weekend. I was a mud gudgeon, pissed off, went and played golf. Caught a couple little bass and about 8 catfish. So that was really fun for me. But yeah, I didn't know whether I was going to fish or not, to be honest. And since the fishing wasn't going great for me, I was like, charity golf day, Cairns, mates, might go. And I had a backup plan that I'd asked my missus to bring the golf clubs in when they went. They were going as well. So, no, it sort of worked out all right. And shout out to, was it Joey Allen?
Joey Allen took out
There
the win.
you go.
Rick Goff, second place.
Goffy, yeah.
And third place was...
drum roll, please.
No, his name's on the tip of my tongue. He actually lent the Cromo his boat when he was here.
Oh, Damien Winners.
Mr. Winners, that's
There you
right.
go, there you go.
Sorry, Damo.
Well done, Damon.
And look, all those fellas fished by themselves and took it out.
Yeah, that's right. So, shout out to them guys. I drove past Joey, I don't know, maybe about half an hour after the comp started, and he looked at me and goes, "Yeah, I'm going good." And he had like a 15 centimeter bass, and I thought, "Oh yeah, well, that's good. I'll keep going." But yeah, I sort of found that too. I don't know. I didn't listen to, I guess, the interviews, but obviously he found a couple of decent ones there, and
whacked a few good ones around Susan.
Berkeley
chop plop.
Yeah.
It
was an interesting day. I don't know for me personally, where the catfish were, they weren't last week when I went for a muck around, and if there's any fish scientists that can explain that to me, that'd be great. But
all title shit.
Yeah, other than that, tell us about your experience on the day.
Yeah, mate, we just got raped by rats.
Yeah.
It was good fun for numbers. We jotted up to Rogan, so Sweet Chili Philly is wanting to do the Open.
Yep.
Doesn't have, and I just wanted to give him a safe track.
Yeah.
All the way up there.
Get a bit nasty as you get right up the top there, can't it?
Yeah. So we went up to, we fished Rogan's first, played around there for a bit, mucked around with him on surface, and Phil caught him on a beetle spin with his little favourite pink S tackle.
Yep.
One. He fucking loves that and whacks them too.
Okay.
And then, we just moseyed on up. I had jig in my hand just playing around. And not a lot came on the old jiggy jig. It was a bit disappointing. And you saw me, I only took one rod.
Yeah.
Like I was committed.
You're a
to-
jig man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to being a jig man. And look, we saw the very top of Coppernost. And let's just say if anyone is doing the open and is thinking about going upstream, once you get above Dead Man's, take it a bit easy. There's a new island just down from Coppernost, and on low tide, there's a big island in the middle.
Yeah, okay. One thing, I got up past Rogan's Bridge there in the end, and I couldn't believe how clean the water looked.
Oh, mate, the water is beautiful.
Even up there, I was
mate, up at Coppo, it is crystal clear.
Yeah.
Absolute crystal clear. So, the water quality in the whole river at the moment is sensational. And there's by the time the open comes around, there's going to be some beautiful big patches of weed in sections that people would have fished before.
Yep.
And now there's a lot. There's going to be a lot of good.
You can see it's starting to get on the edges now,
and it's the good weed too. So, the open should be very nice when it comes around in a few weeks' times.
Very good. Look, we better play P2's Weekly Wisdom. I think we missed it last week, so this could have been from last week, but it didn't make the cut in time. So here we go.
How are we, you Pelicans? Old P2 here, reporting in for his Weekly Wisdom. And, I don't really know what to yarn your ears with this week, but I'm telling you, boys, I've just been at some of the best critter watching I've ever been to. I just had to go and do a first aid course. A little bit I got going on in the background, and one of the requirements is I had to have my first aid. And holy boys, some of these critters, like, no wonder people are dying out on the streets. People don't know how to do it, because I saw some of the things that passed the course. Fuck me, boys. There was some critters getting around. But you know what? It passed me day, and it was somewhat entertaining. But on a bit of a serious note, highly recommend anyone go out and get your first aid, even if you don't require it for a work, job, whatever it might be. Just go and grab it, hey. Like, there was some pretty cool stuff in there, the online training you got to do prior, but just little things, especially a lot of us, you've got all young families, learning how to resuscitate a kid, especially when we're around the water a lot. Obviously our habits involve water with fishing, so drowning obviously with our younger generation is quite a big thing these days. So I highly recommend it. Go and grab it. And, it's not about just saving your family's life or someone. It's like you might be down at the river and old Joe over there, 80-year-old, falls over and hits his head on the pontoon. You need to help him out. So highly recommend you jump in and grab your first aid certificate. It's not really a lot of money for what you can provide with it. So carry on. Catches.
P2 with some weekly wisdom.
That's
this
the
week.
first time he's actually given some wisdom.
Yeah, I know, and he makes a very valid point. I've had to sit through some of these courses. You've probably had to sit through some with work as well, and
actually, I'm probably overdue to not that I need it in this present climate, but I think that a few things have probably changed since last time I've done it. So. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. So, Anyhow, what else has been happening, mate? What else have you been doing this week?
I'm just getting ready for the Electric Team Series this weekend, proudly sponsored by Rapala Crush City. So
that's at Gold Coast? Hinds.
Up at Hinds there,
yep.
So, up there on the Goldie. So, it's serious weekend. I've got a new 5 horsepower Torpedo ready to hook up 24 volts. So it'll be the first time using it. So we'll either run it dead flat and get stuck out there, or we'll be smart, hoon around and cruise back home nicely.
Yeah, it'll be good. And the weather's been good. They've been getting fish up there.
Mate, Hinds has been off its head. I really think that we will see our Jollop Big Bass probably be the biggest one of the year this year. So we could be up in the high twos. I'm thinking 2.8.
2.8. There we go.
We might even crack 3.
Oh, very good. All right, guys. We're just going to call the next guest on because we could sit here and talk about, or we could get an SME or a subject matter expert.
Yeah.
we'll see how we go.
Hello.
Hello, Mark.
Yes.
Yes, it's Mick here from the Two Pelicans podcast. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Good. Hey, I thought, I think we better congratulate you. So we've got Mark Crompton on the line. Just won the ABT Grand Final down in Victoria. Second grand final, to my knowledge, as well.
Double champ does what the fuck he wants,
mate. Yeah, must be pretty good times for you at the moment.
Yeah. Still definitely having a drive around in the work truck in the last couple of days and just sitting there and just getting a big fuck yeah, you know. Like, you sit there, you know,
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Mate, look, it was obviously I was watching snippets over the weekend there, and look, talking to a couple of competitors. I would love to go on down there, but work sort of got in my way on pretty much the last day. I sort of had to be back up this way, but anyhow, long story short, it's two boats now, and it just must be a bit of a thing for you. Now, you'd be the first person to win it twice now. Would that be right?
Yeah, in the brim.
In the brim. Yeah.
I think what's his name? Schultz. He's done it twice in the Bass.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, Braden does.
Yep.
Yeah, Braden. But yeah, first time in the brim over the 20-odd year history of the ABT. It's the first time it's been won twice. So I get to put my stamp on there twice and keep the little trophy in me, or the plaque in me factory for a bit. So
Yep.
It's got pride centre stage at the moment, which is good.
Of course. Look, before we get into the weekend and how it panned out for you, I think it's always good to just start back at the start for the guests that we have on the show, and I guess that sort of starts with where did fishing start for you? Like, did it start at quite a young age? And tell us a bit of background about Mark Crompton growing up with a rod.
Yeah, mate. I've pretty much always fished ever since I could sort of kick about.
Mm-hmm.
Family had a caravan down at Sussex, and even before that, family have always been down at Sussex. And my family's background is in motor racing, and any time we weren't at the motor racing or at the track, we were down at the caravan. And fishing started from about 5-year-old, really. Well, my first tournament or family carnival that they used to have down at Sussex was in 1985.
Okay, wow.
So that was the first. That was the first comp you won.
Competitive fishing. No, I didn't win it. No, I think it took me till I was about 93 before I won that tournament.
Yeah.
And but fished it and loved it and got the bug for it, and that was really the only sort of fishing carnival tournament thing that was about. It was all catch and kill, as it was in those days.
Yep.
And I loved it, mate. I lived for the June, July every year. That was when it was on. It drew people into the town, and it was a big deal back then in those small country towns, small coastal towns. That was like, whoever wins that carnival, you're the guru for the year, sort of thing.
Yeah,
so it was a big deal, and that definitely caught me into it for sure. So I managed to win that a couple of times as a junior, and then again in about 2005, probably 2002, 2001, somewhere there as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a grueling tournament, that thing. It was 5 days, 24 hours a day. Combined tally of fish weight. So fishing against guys fishing out wide for game and everything else. So combined tally, and managed to win that when I was about 21 by just fishing in the estuaries with just estuary species fish. So that was pretty cool. That was and then I don't even know that the ABTs had kicked off around that stage. 2001. It might have just been
just sort of coming through. Yeah.
Hey, P2.
Hey, mate, what's up?
Mate, now that I've got this boat here and I've got the electronics on the way, I'm going to need some fishing gear.
Mate, you can't look flash in that new rig without some new fancy fishing gear.
I know.
Mate, I can only recommend one thing. I would head over to the Dire Australia website, mate, and make yourself a little bit of a wish list and then head into your local tackle store and see if those legends can get it in. Because if there's one thing I know, mate, Dire Australia, they have it all. Whether you want a brand new rod, a nice new shiny reel, or some new line to go on it, then you're going to need some tackle, of course. They have it all. Dire Australia is your one-stop shop, and the big supporters here, the Two Pelicans podcast.
And then, saw the AFC and that on the telly, and I went, hang on, what's this crap? So it sort of sprawled from there. Yeah, the AFC was definitely the one that pricked my ears to it. And I just had to be involved once I'd sort of seen that. I'm like,
yeah.
I've tried plenty of sports and sucked at them.
Yeah,
Fishing was always the one that, you loved it, so you didn't really care how you went at it because you loved it. You worked it out, right? So
yeah. And it's a funny thing about fishing too, isn't it? Because I mean, whilst as a tournament angler, you're competing against other anglers. I mean, the real battle's with the fish, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's the only sport you'll ever do where you don't want to see everyone else suck. You want to see everyone come back and have caught fish and had a good day too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you enjoy seeing your mates come back and go, "Oh, mate, have a listen to this story," or that's. There's not many sports where it's like that.
No.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It feels great to win, but at the same time, there's more events where you come back and you just enjoy the camaraderie of all the blokes you're fishing around. Like the tournament scene and the fishing scene is very different to many sports in a couple of respects. I like to think that I liken it to there's less of a fuckwit factor in fishing, mate. You get some sports and you'll get a percentage where there's.
And most of them are moved on anyhow. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
I reckon in most sports and most things, you get it, or in human nature, you get a fuckwit factor about 20%.
Yeah.
I reckon it's about 5% in fishing, so it's down, right?
Yeah.
It's down. Mate, it's.
I was just going to say one thing that I I only really met you, I think, at Foster at the end of one of the tournaments. Obviously, there was a double header there, and you do recognise and notice, I guess, the ABT family, afterwards, or we went to the club for dinner, right, and then just meeting, I guess, other people within that family from different sort of areas, and people that fish down north and the people that fish south and north and alike. What's ABT mean to you over the years, or what has it meant to you?
Oh, mate, I guess I've still got a few friends in fishing that don't do ABT.
Yeah.
Right, but and not by choice, only because of work commitments, family commitments, and whatnot. But I would say now in day-to-day life, I reckon 95% of my mates are in ABT, fishing ABT, and that's 95% of my mates total. I don't really socialise outside of fishing.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
We go to work.
It's hard to talk to someone that doesn't like fishing, I find. I just look at them and I'm like, well, what the fuck goes through your head all day?
Had a mate of mine went to a school reunion the other day, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what the fuck would you talk to people outside of fishing? If you went and had a reunion, I'd just be sitting there going, I don't know, I'd be looking on my phone, I reckon. You're right. I completely agree with that. For us, and like my wife comes along, my little boy comes along, every time we're going away, we're going away, and my little boy, when are we going on holidays again, Dad? We're actually going to do an event. Dad's thinking, you beauty, that's what I want to hear, you know? So,
yeah.
He's had more holidays than any kid on the face of the earth. but it's everything, especially when you own a small business. You got to give yourself time to get away, and the ABT does that for us. You get your calendar, mate. There's no birthday that gets in the way of an ABT. There's no family events even really. Like, it's got to be a pretty special one to get in the way of an ABT.
Yeah.
The family know that.
Yeah.
You know, it's my wife gets the calendar before I do. If she's booking anything in, or anyone's thinking about having a wedding, she'll just go, "Don't worry about this weekend."
Yeah.
You know,
that's really good, and you know, it must make a difference. Like, you know, I'm sure there's other people like this, but work does sometimes get in the way. But more importantly, having a supportive family to sort of back your passion must be awesome.
Oh, she doesn't mind it when you win an 100 grand boat.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was thinking it. I was like, when he keeps bringing these boats home each year, she's like, ka-ching, bathroom, kitchen.
Off you go again. Get going.
Driving back into Cooma, you've won yourself a golden ticket for the next couple of years. That's for sure. This trip, you know. So.
Look, before we get into the grand final part of it, I just have to ask you one more question. You know, you've been doing this obviously for quite a while now. How does one stay consistent within this sport and keep that mental aptitude to make that happen?
Mate, I guess it's hard work, right? And when I say that, I'm a plumber. I don't like having shit on my hands. Fishing at the weekend helps me get by it, right? So, you know, I guess it's one of those things, mate. What else am I going to do? There's nothing else I'm interested in. I've got no interest in anything else. So that's the big thing. It's my passion, right? There's really nothing nothing else I've been as interested in as the fishing. So that's probably the main thing. But yeah, having something to go to outside of work is how you can succeed at work too. I was trying to explain to a couple of boys down at the grand final, having dinner after the comp, and I'm like, if you get your work stuff in line, then you clear your head so you can go into a tournament and concentrate on the tournament. If you've got shit going on that you haven't got leveled out, you're not concentrating to your optimum. So yeah, I don't know. It goes both ways. It's not just you know.
Yeah, and look,
the other side. You kind of got to balance it out.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's a really good point, and I'm taking that on notice because, I felt like probably one of the last rounds I did, I sort of was in another space with certain things, and I think to do it at that level, you sort of got to have that. You got to be clear minded and just in the water and concentrating on the day itself.
Yeah, that's it. Well, enjoying it bloody helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's probably why you get the fluctuating chambers with a lot of the guys in the States. They'll have a good period and then a shit period and then good period. Mate, they're doing it, and their families are relying on them making a cut or making this or making that. You know, that weighs heavy on the mind, mate. That weighs far heavier than what we're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
No, definitely.
It makes no difference to me. Like, I make nothing out of it. Well, I have this year, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Doing the tournaments, you're not getting anything back out. You're barely even covering your costs.
No, 100%, 100%. Look, I guess. Sorry, mate. I was just going to say. I guess we should move into the grand final. How did you approach this grand final? And what I mean by that is that, you know, the two arenas that aren't usually on the ABT map in general rounds. How did you approach this, and what sort of research went into it, you know, before you turned up there?
Yeah, it's the third time I've been to Marlow.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about the fourth or fifth time I've been to BEM.
Okay.
But going to Marlow, I'd never bagged out there before in a comp. I think, maybe in one event, one grand, I don't know, but I never felt confident there at all. I could never crack them, never work them out.
Mm-hmm.
So going there for me, I just went, I looked at the spawn. So you got the spawning period, pre-spawn and post-spawn fish. Pre-spawn downriver, post-spawn upriver, supposedly.
Yep.
And I just sort of said to myself, well, I'm going to hedge my bets and sit halfway. if I've got fish that are going down from pre-spawn to post-spawn, they're going to move through here. So I thought I'm going to sit right in the guts at a junction spot and just wait for those fish that are on the move that'll probably feed between the two post-spawn, pre-spawn sort of locations and hedge me bets on that. There's no point when you don't know a system. And this is how Mario won the grand final a few years back.
At the Clarence. Yes.
At the Clarence there.
He didn't know the system too well. He found a couple of fish, hedged his bets in a location and really knuckled down and learn it intimately. And that's exactly what I did here. Morgo was doing it too up in that back bay. Like, he was hedging his bets on that, and he was doing it intimately and locking down into it. There's no point jolting around at 4 knots or 5 knots, burning all that time when you can just sit there and
just try and make it happen.
It would have been really interesting if he got that another fish on that first day, but between you two, wouldn't it? Right? It would have been that would have been a real nail biting moment at weighing.
It's true. It's definitely true. Like his average fish were a kilo.
Kilo, yeah.
Yeah, I bet he's kicking himself about that now. And you've just made me realise a little bit more of a fuck yeah, man.
Well, I think that answers one of the questions that I was going to ask next. Is there someone on the in the tournament scene that you really like beating? And I think we've sort of just found that person that you really like beating.
Who doesn't feel like the Morgo's at the pinnacle? And
yes.
If you can beat Morgo, you've done something for the weekend. Like I used to be Kaimi.
Yeah.
Kaimi was always the guy, and it was any now thing. He just wanted to beat me, and I just wanted to beat him, and everything else really didn't matter.
Didn't matter too much, yeah.
For the week on the phone after, but nah, look. Outside of that, mate, I don't really. I don't know. I don't really think too much about that anymore. I used to at periods. There were guys. Oh yeah, I really want to beat that fucker, or Nah, not anymore. No, I just I haven't got time for that in life. I don't do anything. I've got zero malice in my brain for anything or anyone anymore. I just want to go and fish and enjoy, and whatever comes my way, and when it doesn't, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean anything malice by it. I just meant like that banter, that mateship. Like there's a few boys I've fished with for the electrics.
You guys purge the piss out of each other.
Oh yeah, and we just take it out. Like it could be a win over these boys. It's bragging rights for next month. Like, and the group chat's deadly. It's cutthroat some months.
Yeah, look, it was definitely Kaimi for that. Right? Outside of that, now, I mean, I don't know. Morgo and I have definitely been, conversing about the Mercury Cup and I need another 4 points on you. It's not yours yet, sort of thing, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's busy with work now. If I'm not at the comp actually there on the day, I don't get much of a chance to chat with people. Work's pumping. So.
Yeah. Hey, what I was just going to ask after, you say you sort of had a location. What techniques did you use, and what techniques do you change when you're primarily fishing for black bream?
I did a bit of full circle with that, especially because we fished the Vic Open. Went down there with a bit more of an open mind about, slowing things down, fishing for, I don't know, down in Vic, they've changed so much in the last sort of 10 years, I think. You used to be able to get them on your twitch pause. That seems to have gone out the window now. Slow roll is a bit of a thing with hard bodies and that sort of stuff. So that's what I was doing down there. But then by the end of the comp, I'd sort of bumped into Prikey.
Yeah.
And he was doing all right, and I was on a bank, and he pulled up, and he goes, "Hey, how you going?" I said, "Yeah, I'm not going too bad, but where you've just pulled up, I've just smashed all that for about 4 hours. So you can fish here. I'm not saying not fish here, but just be warned, it's been hammered, mate. Like, don't waste too much time there." He goes, "Yeah, no dramas. I have a car." So he casts out.
Bang.
That little fucker got fish after fish after fish after fish, and I'm just going, "Good on you, mate. That's fucking awesome. Good on you."
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind me, mate, I got to know, what are you throwing?
And
he goes, "What would you throw down the basin?" And I went, get fucked. I said, you're showing fucking Duros or Sprats or something like that. Yeah. All right, fuck it. I'd already had me barrel, a good bag. So I chucked one on, and sure as shit, it was just fish after fish after fish. And I'd thrown that previously in that day and caught nothing, eh?
Mm.
And then from there, I went, well, bugger it. When we go to Marlow, I'm just going to have a shot. So I chucked the boat in the morning. Went to go to Bem early in the morning, and I slept in. So I will just go to Marlow.
Yeah.
And first cast, hooked like a 39 fork.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, well, they work. So I went up in the lake and there's a couple of fish up there. And but that wasn't me. I wasn't too into it. And come back downriver, and then I chucked the grub out, and I hooked another 39 or something like that in the arse. And I was like, oh, well, at least that fish was having a look at it. He might not have expected it, but I jagged him, you know. And then sort of went further down towards the mouth and got another really good one. So I thought, well, okay, bugger me, those Duros working. And I've always said I've done it with other comps. One time down in Tassie, I'm pre-fishing with me mate Michael, and I said, if I get a fish here on a Duro, I'll fucking win this comp.
Yeah.
Sure as shit, I cast out and got one, and that was it. Pre-fish was over. I went out in that comp down at St Helens, and I bloody won it, doing exactly that. So I feel really confident with that lure in the hand.
Well, let's talk about that particular lure. Like, what are you rigging it with? Are you rigging it like on a 1/40th, or are you just adjusting it to whatever the flow is?
Straight through 2 pound.
So there's no direct answer with weight, right? I've fished from a 1/8, 1/12, 1/16, 1/20th through to 1/40th. So down in Gippsland, they wanted heavier, like a 1/8, 1/12. Coming back into Marlow, I couldn't throw that because the salmon were just getting it and watching it drop too quick. So then I backed it back to like a 1/20th, 1/40th, even unweighted. So you could just get it on the surface. If that lure moved fast, those salmon, there were that many of them pelagic at it, you know, like they're just into it.
Yeah, right.
So you had to just slop it down and then just get it past them, and just once it got on the bottom, let the wind do the line bop, and that's how you get the bite. Like there was no action to it; it was just letting the lure do its thing on the bottom. So when it comes to weights, it's on the day. You just got to work it out on the day. There's no key. There's no key secret. I guess that's where the time on the water and the experience comes into it to make that call. Like,
the attention to detail.
You can't just say to someone, "You go through this," and that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You know. Well, so the first day, now that was at the beam.
Mm-mm. Sorry, I'm just having a beer.
No, so are we.
It was on,
you wouldn't read about it.
So are we. Good on you.
If you ever watch the show, we got a beer sponsor. So you'll be impressed with that. Next time you're up the Clarence, we'll make sure
we'll hook you up with some chooks.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, you're talking my language. The first day was Marlow there.
Marlow, sorry,
Second day was Bem.
Bem, yeah. So four.
Day Marlow again.
Yeah, so it was 4.4 kilos first day.
4.43, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
First day.
Yep.
Then just on 4 kilo, 4.03 or some shit like that.
Yep.
At Bem.
And then the kicker.
5.3.
Yeah. No, that's an awesome bag. Look, so after day one, like, what were you thinking? Like, you're a consistent angler, so you're definitely in the mix. But what were you thinking after day one? And did you make any adjustments on how you wanted to fish for the rest of the tournament after day one?
No, not really. Well, because you're doing the split venues, and because I haven't fished Marlow for 7 or 8 years or whatever. Sorry, not Marlow, Bem. I didn't know what I was in for.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where I was driving to because I didn't know the depth of the zone. I was thinking about going to the mouth of the river and hedging my bets on that zone where you're halfway, sort of thing, same deal. But I didn't know where I was pulling up. I just sort of thought, I'll get over there and just cast like buggery until the sun comes up and I can see the flats and then work it out from there. So, but sure as first spot I pull up on, I get a sort of 30, 33 fork and a 33 fork and then a 35 fork, and I was like, fucking fluke this.
Yeah, this is going good. This is going real good.
So, and Mario had sort of pulled up next to me, so I'm like, oh, well, he knows what he's doing. He knows the sport.
You sort of feel like you're in the right area.
Right area there.
Yeah. So got a couple there, and then the sun had got up by then. I'm like, well, let's go searching now, and I need 2 more fish. And pulled over to the other side over towards the goalposts, and I hooked one out at one of the markers, and then there was a boat that was coming straight into an edge, a couple of betos, and I'm like, that's exactly where I want to go through. No one's been through it yet. No. So I flagged him down. The old bloke's looked over and he's like, and I can hear his mate going, he's fucking fishing that comp. So I flagged him down and went over to him. And they stopped, they pulled up, and I went over and I said, boys, we're fishing a comp. I'm just about to go through this bank. I just got a good one. I can see some good fish through there. I'll give him a handful of plastics. I said, would you mind leaving it for me for an hour or two?
Yeah, right.
And sure as crap, yeah, mate, no dramas. I give him a handful full of bait junkies, and they turned me and chucked off. I drove back into that edge, and I hooked a 35 forker.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And Ben, me non-boater, he just looked, he's going, that's just instant karma. That was just an instant karma in real time. Like.
Yeah. Do you find you got to bribe anglers to go away for a bit?
I've done it many times.
Yeah, right.
The power of a packet of plastics is strong.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I mean, you can never. We never want to. You never want to. You never want to say to someone, "Oh, fuck off," will you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to go over and pay them off and go,
yeah.
If you fuck off.
And often, like, I sit there and go, "Oh, fuck! Do you really have to pull up there?" And like, I just can't say anything. Like, but I will keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind for future reference.
Yeah, well, you know what? It actually keeps them intrigued. I've done it before. And then, 10 events later, I've got a bloke coming up saying g'day at a bloody briefing.
Yeah.
He's non-boating. And he goes, do you remember this time you come in with some plastic? So
You've started something.
So it's dragged them into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's, I guess it's, you treat everyone how you want to be treated, don't you?
Yeah.
You're not just, it's not how the world works if you're just a cockhead to someone just because you want to get your own way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So Ben finishes up, like you said, a bit over 4 kilo. Going into the last day, what is going through Mark Crompton's mind?
I don't know.
Like sheep jumping over a fence, or what was going on?
Hey, you what?
Like sheep jumping over a fence or something? What was going through your mind?
My mind was, where's my beer? Where's my beer?
Yeah.
So I bolted back up there. My wife come over, a little one. He's crazy. He's 5 now, so jumping all over the boat and jumping all over this and that. And my wife I come in and I said to my wife, I might be close. She's like, I fucking knew it. I've had my hopes up, and and I know it's going to crash. It's going to fall over. And I said, and I just smiled at her. And I said, it's not over yet, though. Because at that stage, everyone thought it was like 15 grams in it.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I was definitely confident that I had more than that. I'd sort of foxed it a little bit, and I knew I had a decent buffer on what had been loaded into the estimator. And I guess that was a little bit of game plan. I mean, you're trying to sort of minimise. I know people are watching it. You've got on day 3, you've got an observer that's sitting on the boat, and everyone's looking at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was trying to keep my weights low just in case I had maybe 1 or 2 boats that decided, they're getting them down the front. We'll come and have a look.
Let's go see what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game. That's not out. If anyone's going to give me shit for that.
No, I totally understand it, and it does happen in the bass scene as well.
Well, just about that, like.
Yeah, and I don't.
Sorry, you go, Mark.
No, you're right. You're right.
No, what I was going to say was that, like from a spectator's point of view, like it's great. You know, you can sort of see, but then yes, it can be used for pure evil. But I don't know.
Sorry, I had no service all day, and
No, not only that, but just the comment that you just made, Mark, is like, well, hang on, this guy's just landed 235 fork is like, you know, and just updated. Oh crap, that's them over there. They're 400 meters over there. We should just go over there. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah.
Look,
and look,
I don't hate that. Like I don't fish that way, right? Like,
no.
But like I said, you start events for as long as I've been. I don't feel like I need to follow anybody ever. You know, and there's a select few that are like that. There's also a select few that are learning, and I get that they really want to learn it. So I kind of don't hate that ability is there for them, and I don't knock them to do it either. Like it kind of, if someone was just to come over and pooch in on me spot, I'll just go and find another one. It doesn't bother me too much. But you know, if you're playing the game at the pinnacle end and you're about to look at, you know, trying to win a nearly $100,000 boat, then I'm going to fox.
That's right. But,
I'm hearing you loud and clear there, brother.
It becomes a sheep station, right? And you know, and that, you know, that's the thing. But look, the weight to scale scenario, you know, that obviously alters quite different too as well. So,
it does. That's pretty bloody accurate, man. That's really good. I like it when it's like that. Like, that's spot on accurate. But you know, it's an estimator when you have the next estimator there. So
that's right. That's why it's called an estimator.
Things. But it made for a good watch from all reports that I've heard. So, you know, if I just jammed on there that I was a kilo ahead, it might have just turned people. You know, the people might not have paid attention for as long as they did. It's good. It's getting good coverage for the ABT. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. And I've got a question now. How do you feel the new concept of the grand final? With the top, with like the top, is it the top 15 get to go on to day 3?
Day 3, yep.
And that?
Yeah. I like it. I guess the only one downside of it is the spectators at the end. I guess where you know it's sort of not as many people there, but I think that.
So it did fizzle out a bit with the crowds on day 3. Like a lot of people didn't.
I guess that's going to happen when you're at a like a venue that's a long way away from most. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to want to get away and get back and wash their shit up, and then they can go from there. So 15 of your competitors and 30 non-boaters, that's 45 people that would normally be at the weigh-in.
At the weigh-in,
you know, it's a big chunk.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
So, but that's a pretty small minus. I think the benefit is, I think it's good for the fishing. It's good for the coverage. If it, you know, you cut back to that 15, you get observers on the boat that'll spend the day updating and doing things.
Yep.
I think
less chance of people being on the spot as well.
Well, yeah, there's that too, and I think it does. It gives you that air of, I've got to make the 15 cut. I've got to make the cut. You know, I don't hate that. I reckon it's good. It's good in the open. It's definitely good in the open. I like that. But no, I'm for it.
Mate, so you come in, you got a rough idea what your bag is. Tell us about the lead up to the weigh-in. Once again, what was going through your mind? You obviously would have spoken to your wife, your other fellow anglers. Everyone, you know, would have been pretty exciting. You know, the old rivalry sort of from Steve and co. So,
were you worried Steve had put his estimator in a little bit shonky as well?
I knew that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what? He's so straight up and down.
He is. There's black and there's white with Steve, and there's no grey.
Yeah. No, he that's Steve, and no, I knew what he had was going to be spot on. I was worried about Mario.
Yep.
Can't trust a Victorian.
He's a ex AFL player. He's going to be cheeky. So he was one that I was sort of worried about. Then you had other guys like Prikey and all that sort of stuff that that they had the possibility of 6 kilo bags. As did Mario. Half the field, but I was internally confident. I was confident I had 5 kilo. And I knew that if I had the same weight as what Morgo weighed in, is sort of what he'd said was 4.4, and I had 300 grams on him originally. So I thought, if I've got 4.5 kilo, I've got this. So no one, I'm pretty damn sure I had 5 kilo. I was like, no, I think I've got a good buffer there. So I just wanted to get it over with, the fish on the thing, and hold that bloody trophy.
Yeah, because you went into that day with 300 odd lead, was it? Did I get that right?
Yeah. Which is nothing.
Which is nothing, peanuts.
Nah, it really isn't. Like, it's not enough. Like, the previous event where I'd gone in, even at not previous event, but the previous time I'd won the grand final. Going into day 2, I think I had a 2.2 kilo lead, and I was still freaking out, thinking,
of course,
someone could dominate this, but that was a big difference, looking back at it. So, 300 grams is catchable. So,
all right. So the presentation happens. You're the winner. How does Mark Crompton and the family and friends celebrate?
Tipping VB on your head, mate.
couple of king cobras.
So that's right. You're a VB drinker. Oh my god. My 19-year-old loves a VB. But it's not for me, that's for sure. But anyhow, all right. So did you just go back to the pub there, or how'd you celebrate?
Yeah, you know what? It was a bit of a, not a frizzle out, but we did the interview and all the bits and pieces. I ran up the top in the pub, had a beer with my wife and Mark, who'd been my observer.
Yep.
And I realised the time, and I knew I had to get the boat insured to drive it home. So I sat on the phone for nearly an hour insuring the bloody boat.
So did you leave that night? Did you?
Went back, washed up a few bits. What's that, sorry?
When did you leave Victoria that night?
Nah, the next morning.
Next morning, sweet, yeah, cool.
But we were getting on the road early, and I knew if I'm driving at 7, I'm not going to have a hard time driving through Cairn River insuring a boat. So kind of had to be done there and then. So get a covenant and get it all done. So I was messing around with that for a while. So,
yeah.
You think it'd be all beer and titties, but it wasn't.
That's really good.
Yeah, no, it was good fun, but we went and had dinner, and I walked over the road where my wife was and the little one. There's a little pirate ship in town, and walked over, and he's, that's my dad. He just won a boat, So that's pretty special moment. It was more like that, Like, times have changed, So, but no. Just going back with Danny and Alvy and Danny, just the 3 of us, in awe of what had just happened, what had occurred. And that's cool, man. They're my little pit crew, So
of course.
It's more about having a high five moment together.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about tournament angling. Whether it's ABT, you watch the guys in the States on their YouTube, like, it's a family affair. It's a team. The partners and wives, definitely put in and help. And, as people that fish these things, like, if you're sort of doing it all by yourself, it's bloody hard, isn't it?
Well, it can be a bit boring too, Like, if you got your family, like I said before, the little one thinks we're going on holidays when we go to these things. My wife's a bit smarter than that. But, we're going on holidays again, are we, Dad? Yeah, got the boat rigged. We're going away. Poor little bugger belly gets to fish.
Yeah.
In the morning, comes back in the arvos, So, but no, it's bringing the family on is huge now, and there's a couple of blokes that bring their families along, and the kids all get on, the wives all get on. The more the merrier with it. I wish everyone would do that if they could, and I'm sure they would. But yeah, you kind of don't know until you bring the missus and the missus sees what goes on. So,
yeah.
They want to get involved.
Yeah, I was lucky with mine that while she was on maternity leave, she attended a fair few back in the day, which was really good. But yeah, it's very hard, I think, to get that time off work and plan that sort of stuff. Like, I'm probably my own. That's my own fault too, because I always leave things to the last minute, which is never useful for anyone. But look, where does Mark Crompton go now? Like, you're an avid brim angler. One thing I was just going to throw out there: we have had the guys on that have all been involved in the Australian Bass World
I was
teams.
going to throw this out here too.
Does Mark Crompton want to get in a position to be in that sort of space, or is he just happy doing what he's doing?
Mate, I never say no to nothing. I'm keen for anything. Like, I don't know.
He's keen to get over there in the States and fuck shit up by the sounds of it. Take the VBs over and let's do a shoey.
I don't know. I'm always cautious about sort of going to the States. For me personally, like taking the family to a country where they carry sidearm is a little bit nerve-wracking.
But if Tommy Wood hasn't been shot yet, you should be fine, brother. You should be fine. Tommy Wood's still alive. You guys should be fine.
I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 bullets would have glanced.
Yeah.
Just hit those golden locks of his.
No, but yeah, I'm always keen to do anything. Like, I'm in a fortunate position where financially I could do any of that. I've always sort of said if you were going to the States to try and have a crack at the tournaments, in my frame of mind would be financially stable and not have to worry about sponsors and doing any social media shit and just go and fish your ass off. That'd be the best way to be able to do it. There's no one ever been able to do that because they're doing fishing to get, there's no financial stability. So, but I don't know with what we're doing work wise, that is in the horizon for me potentially. Like I might be able to do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just throw it out there. We're just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mark Crompton team up with a Mick Johnson over there.
Yeah. What about ABT Barra?
Yeah, how do you go with Barra? Do you reckon you and Barra 4 pound could manage?
I'd love to do it. Yeah, I'd love to go and do one, mate. Because, you can't do everything, eh? Like,
no,
100%.
We went up there for 1 year doing the Gladstone round, and then went to Wonga after it.
Yep.
And did a bit of that. I did a little bit of Barra up there for one of the AFC rounds, and I blooded that. But it's again, you just like, how do you get the time to do everything? And
it's hard.
If you're concentrating on every year trying to win or trying to compete in that aspect, then you're doing every brim round you can. So
that fills up the calendar pretty quickly, right there.
And if you're doing a Barra run, that's a 2-week turnaround tour. It's going to be right. So there's another 2 weeks you're having off, and how far do you go with it? Like, so, but yeah, there's never a stage in my mind where I think, no, I'm not going to go over the States and have a crack over there, or go to Africa or somewhere like that, or Italy or whatever. Like, Japan, there was talk of us going over to Japan at one stage to have a fish. Like, I'm open to all that, and luckily with the ability with work, if I want to take a week off tomorrow, I can go and do it if I want. So
righto, Coney Hickson, the man wants in.
Yeah,
the man wants in.
Well, we tried, like our company tried to throw them a bit of money this year to support them in the raffles and all that sort of thing. And I said to them, if they've got it set up so that Rise Above Plumbing can pay them something and get a receipt for it, then then yours will be much better off. It's better you guys get it than the tax man. So
that's there, 100%, man.
So, but yeah, look, I'm definitely always open to that sort of thing for sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be? And I think the style of fishing that we're doing now is only just starting to get keyed onto in the States with live sonar. You know, this sort of stuff, we've been doing it now for quite a long time. Like
fishing
that
light.
tactic, that style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon you give them a good rev up, you know. But,
yeah. We had
you know,
we've had Byron on and he's spending his time with Tommy, and that was one thing that he was excited to take away to the Opens was to just fish lighter. Like they fish really heavy over there for a lot of stuff. These guys went over, or fished a few of the Opens. They fished light and they had success.
Yeah, had real good. Like even Carl back in the early days was fishing a lot lighter, and he had a lot of success early too.
Yeah, I mean, it's going. Look, it's exactly what happened at Marlow. You're going over there with your blinders on a little bit because you don't have the experience, so you're going to dumb it down. You know, you're gonna use your ratios to hedge your bets a bit better than guys that have been fishing those waters for a long time. You know, we've all sort of got contacts over there now, so you can do your due diligence. You can suss all these sort of chat GTP could sort yourself out. So you know what I mean? Like that's there, and then going over to do that sort of thing with a 40 year of confidence under your belt, then you know, and I don't have to worry financially about making money to put bread on the table that week, like well as doing the comp, you know. So
families eating ribeye, not mac and cheese.
That's it. So,
mate, we sort of have like this fast three sort of thing, but I've changed the concept of it. I'm just going to ask 3 questions. I suspect that I'm probably going to may know 1 or 2 of these answers, but newest thing on the market that's excited you within the fishing industry over the last few months?
Over the last few months, Shine Away, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably been one of the big things that I've used, sussed out, done a little bit of testing with it, and think that it works pretty good.
Okay.
I reckon it's a simple little innovation that every angler in the country is going to want to have in their kit, and if you can,
So what's Shine Away? Just for the listeners, what is Shine Away? And
so Shine Away is a product that a couple of guys in Victoria, actually, one of them was my non-boater in Malakuta, Marcelo, I think it is. No, Ramundo. I hate to be rude to him, but I'm pretty sure it's Ramundo. I think I remember calling him Ramundo Spitfire. So they brought this stuff out. And what it is, you rub it on your line, and it's supposed to clean your line a bit, get rid of your sunscreen and all your germy crap off the line, but it mats it down. So underwater, you don't get the gloss that you get on a lot of leaders.
Yep.
Even I use J-Thread Finesse, the dial on mainline, and it's a pretty matte lure, so you don't get the shine on it, but it removes that even more. So that's the product that I've sort of I think the sky's the limit with that. You could alter that to make it.
Might have to have a look at that.
Yeah. So that for me is probably one of the main ones.
Okay, favorite lure then.
Favorite all-time lure.
Yep.
I'm going to go bait junkie grub.
Okay.
Favorite all-time. Even though I've had great success with the Duro and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that's only your favorite if you catch it on a first cast, isn't it? Like.
Well, you know what? It's only your favorite if you're fishing flats, really. Like, I don't fish that fishing boat holes. I don't fish that fishing deep water. I don't fish that fishing structure. I don't fish that as much as I would throw a grub. Like, I've literally always got a grub tied on in the boat, and it will get pitched every single time. Like, I'll have it there just in case. That's probably the most
color doesn't matter
on my boat. For me, either bloodworm or motor oil.
Yeah. Last question. Dead or alive, who would you have a beer with?
Dead or alive, who would I have a beer with? Probably Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Very good.
He sounds a bit crazy. We bumped into him down the coast. He had a house one time down, of course, at one period down near I think it's not Byron, bloody, what is it? Bateman's Bay way, somewhere down there. And I'm driving down the street, and I said to me missus, that looks like flea. And she goes, you're a fucking idiot. That's not flea. You know? And sure as shit, after that, she goes, hey, flea's bought a house down at bloody, I think it was one of those small country towns. That was where we were driving through. She goes, I reckon it was flea. And I said, see, you dickhead, we should have pulled over and fucking pestered him for a bit, you know. But yeah, no, flea, mate, Red Hot Chili Peppers, best music in the world, right?
Yeah, no, really good band, and have been for many years now. So, no, I hear you there.
If put on the spot, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'd ring his ears with a bit of, you know, the history of music as well as let's go for a fish. You know, I reckon it'd be good fun.
Yeah. Hey, mate, we're going to start wrapping things up, but look, you've got to this point. Is there people that you'd like to mention also? Give them a bit of a wrap or a plug if you like. Who are they?
But mostly my wife, Danielle. She's me bit. Nothing gets done without her involved, and yeah, everything that we sort of do family wise is just always fun together. So
yeah,
definitely my wife. I guess like, you know, a couple of sponsors that I have, Lawrence, Daiwa, and Powerpole. They've been, you know, pretty well key to
Three of the
most
big names in the industry.
ability wise on the boat.
Did you know Joey won a little bass round up here on the Sunday? So bit of sponsor karma, you could call it.
There you go. Yeah, Joey and the boys, like it's done a bit full circle. We were sort of nervous at one period where Brunswick were taking the company over, and the future didn't look too bright. Well, it was murky, right? We didn't know what was going on. So you were nervous there at that stage, and it's good to see that the company's come through and now got some new fresh blood coming through. That it's exciting, right? And going to the events, knowing that they're backing us, it's done the. There was definitely a period where I was thinking about stepping away from because they weren't backing our tournaments. I'm not interested in backing companies that don't back us.
Yeah.
So knowing that they're back on board and everything's, you know,
I was about to say
equilibrium.
They've looked after us this year pretty bloody well in the Bass Electric series. So, and I was about to say, I think in the old Lawrence office, there's quite a few trophies this year that got put in there by the new team as well.
Yeah.
The crew can fish this year.
Proof's in the pudding, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And that goes the same with the guys from Daiwa. They make it easy, the ability to, you know, use great products and bounce off anglers that are building it that are just as good, if not better than you are. You know, so that helps, man. Like that's there's a great product there. It's and a great family to be involved with. So the guys at Powerpole have always been supportive. I think they've sort of gone through a bit of a change recently as well, and you know, in the States, I think everybody's shitting a brick over there at the moment. So I think there'll be a little bit of a shift in that company, but they've always supported me well. So with great products as well. So the poles got a smashing on the weekend. I tell you what, they got used a lot. So but hard to fish an event these days without poles. I tell you that. So, but yeah, outside of that, mate, like, you know, my company, Rise Above Plumbing, I'd like to thank them very much.
Thank that boss man.
Thanks for all the time off. Thanks for the, you know, unpaid leave.
Like I said before, the double champ does what the fuck he wants.
But yeah, no, it is true. We sponsor the ABT. We throw a bit of money around the fishing now, and it's to get the money back. Basically, we advertise locally in the Wallandilly through that, and it helps. I've got many jobs just because the customer's gone, well, come around and have a look at this. I need to get this done. But while you're at it, what about these sounders? Can you have a look at this?
Yeah.
Little bits and pieces like that. But it definitely helps. And like I say, well, I'd rather the ABT get it or someone. I think a couple of mates were running the casting for a cause on the weekend, trout comp down at Yukonbean.
Mm-hmm.
Giving them money's better than giving it the tax man.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right, that's right. And I moving to that too. Like, if it's one thing that getting maybe not heavily associated businesses that have anything to do with fishing into fishing, like there's still the marketing side of it.
Yeah, that's starting to do full circle now too. So we used to struggle getting anybody involved because we hurt animals, right? That's the big thing. So you're not going to get Coca-Cola, you're not going to get Kellogg's, you're not going to get McDonald's. That's not going to happen. I think now what's happening is companies really don't give too much of a shit about that sort of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
They want to see bang for buck. They want to see numbers on social media. They want to see what coverage they're sort of getting.
Yeah.
And, I think especially something like the prize that come out on the weekend, a $95,000 bass boat. I'll put this into perspective. The team that won Bathurst only got $51,000 for the win.
Wow.
So, when you think about that, what's the ABT doing? They're doing something right.
Yeah.
And that will prick sponsors. This will happen. So, the future's bright for us. That's the way I see it. So, and whether you like it or not, blokes that are out there fishing game and, that have got big companies and things like that, they're keeping their eye on this sort of stuff. Like there's the amount of game fishers that I know that have come into brim fishing and things like that. And now and then they're like, I've got a company where I could burn some cash away, or I've got a company where I wouldn't mind trying to, involve the tournaments or the ABT or something like that. It's starting to come about.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
Hopefully we do attract bigger names.
Yeah. No, look.
It's up to us, mate. It's up to us to get it out there, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I think, and look, we've had Steve on in the past, and spoken about, where and other anglers as well, like where can this go? And I think the other side of it that Chris brought up when we had him on there a little while ago was that there might even, there should be a push to push some state funding around this sort of space, not from so much a tournament thing, but more the fact, like, there's money going into elite athletes in all sorts of stuff. God, we sent over someone to do stupid fucking breakdancing over at the Olympics, right? So
breakdancing.
That wasn't breakdancing. That was like the Pillar Valley Kangaroo Hop. Fucking hell. That was a corroboree gone wrong.
I reckon she might have fucked it for us, but what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, we better start paying attention to what we're doing with that cash.
Yeah. But I think there's an opportunity and an avenue there. I think is the takeaway, especially the guys going overseas doing this world bassing. We're starting to get some Australians over competing in bass elites, opens. And I think, there should be some sort of government initiative to harmonise the future of that.
Yeah, I think it also comes down to our ability to, but in-house, we've got
that's where it
companies
starts.
like Shimano and Daiwa and things like that. Maybe they should be doing a little bit of a correspondence with some of the, a truck company or a vehicle company, or trying to get, let's tee ourselves up.
I'd love to see us on TV
now. And
we need to be.
I agree.
We need to be on TV first, I think, before we can.
They were the golden years.
Oh, mate,
they were the golden years,
mate. What a kid turning on AFC. Watching bloody
AFC. That's why I'm here now, mate.
Yeah.
That's what got me here right now.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And getting that going again. I reckon the banter and the piss take has gotten a bit better than it used to be as well. So, to be a funny story, not just a fishing story.
Yeah.
I agree, mate. I definitely think the powers that be Mate, personally, I'm too busy just trying to get my shit together to go fishing in the comps than trying to organise and do things like that. So
Yeah.
I hope there's someone listening out there that's thinking about it. Because,
Yeah, I think there will be. Yeah. Look, mates, we're going to wrap that up there. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Once again, on behalf of our listeners, congratulations on the win. I know that you'll enjoy that, and I know that you'll come back once again competing very well next year in the competitions, and we'll catch up with you then.
Definitely.
All right.
No worries, mate. I'm the only bloke that's got a chance of doing it 3 times, so I'll be into it.
You just nickname him Penrith Panther.
3-peat.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Instead of rings, it's keychains.
Yeah, Mercury lanyard.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Appreciate your time, mate.
Good on you.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
Mark. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Cheers all. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Look, what a conversation.
What a yarn from the
Mark,
champion.
Yeah, Mark Crompton, now 2-time ABT Grand Final winner in the Brim space. That was a really good insight, a good yarn, and he's always up for a good yarn, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, nah. And loves a VB.
Loves the VB.
Loves a King Cobra.
I don't know about the VB thing, but anyhow, I might just stick to my chooks for now. But look, listeners, once again, the shirts, we got them there, $40. Send us a PM. We'll get them out to you. Anything else that we need to sort of mention in this time?
No. Well, I think we'll just finish it, leave it with Cromo's great interview, and we'll get back onto some tournament stuff next week and some other cool stuff. We might even get another guest speaker in.
We'll just see how we go. We got some things lined up. It's just sort of working in with everyone's life is probably the biggest thing. And look, shout out to Mark. He sort of jumped in pretty much when we asked, and really appreciate that.
Some random little weasel messaging going,
I sell Bitcoin.
I really think like what some of these guys would think when they get a little message, some fucking freak holding a bass. Go, hi. So I really appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the love. I promise you, I'm not a scammer. I'm a retard, but I'm not a scammer.
All right, guys, you've been listening to the Two Pelicans podcast. I'm Mick.
I'm Bo.
And we are Two Pelicans.